How's it going, everybody? Today I'll be doing something new, never done before on this channel, OBA installation. And it will have two parts. The first one would be OBA and uh, collector installation. And then the second part would be dealing with optic integration. So let's begin. First of all, I connected with the SSH sessions to both of them, just to do it in parallel, although I can do it sequentially, but I really like to, just do everything at once. So I'll go and use my multi-command tool over here, just run the prerequisite installation for Python, M4, NetTools, stuff like that. And same goes for the collector. That's part number one. Part number two, well, in CentOS 8 at least, when some of your scripts are calling for Python, from command line. It's actually Python 3. So we need to link it back. We need to make Python 3 into Python by adding an alias to the system. So let's do just that. Right after the package would be installed, it should take a couple of seconds here. And it's almost done over here as well. And that's it. It's done. So I'm going to link Python 3 to Python. And that's about it. Next thing would be unzipping the installation bit. So let's do this. Unzip the analytics, and the same thing goes for here. Unzip the analytics. I think it's the same thing, but one of them is OBA and another one is the collector, I think. Okay. So there we go. And to install the bits, I'm actually not going to use command line just because I have a procedure that's already written for GUI. But yeah, I have an OBA and collector servers prepped with RDP sessions. Not the fanciest one, but still good enough to run the application for installation. It's just a little bit faster to document, and it's just next, next, next. While in the command line, you actually need to be reading what you're doing, because sometimes it's just not as smooth. This is from what I remember from other software. So definitely a good thing to consider. Okay, there we have OBA is ready. So we need to just, let's see, now L, then probably CD analytics installation. And now we'll just go with setup bin. Okay, it's OPSA setup bin, and go for it. Now it would be doing all kinds of Java things, right? So CD analytics. And let me just verify that for the collector, it's going to be the exact same thing. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. So it's the directory OPSA, and we're gonna say OPSA setup bin. You see no flags, no silent installations or anything like that. Now it would be launching the installer, thinking about it as it normally does. And the difference would be that on the first one, I will be selecting server. On another one, I would be selecting collector, and progressing with the software until it's done. So let's see, it should take a few minutes. So we'll go directly into the end result. Okay, let's see what would be our options over here. So we click on next and accept the license agreement like we always do. And this is just to verify this is the OBA server that is selected. So now it will do all of its validations. In the meanwhile, we'll do just the very same thing with, what did I do? I think I double clicked the selection. Okay, so on OBA server, we click next. On the collector, we need to go back and we'll select the collector software. Okay, now it will do validation just once more. On the OBA server, we click on install, and now we just wait for it to finish. And let's see what the collector does for us. RPM prerequisites, everything is good. So next, and bridge analytics collector components, yes. There it goes. So now we need to wait for 10 or 15 minutes until it's done. So let's do just that. Okay, it was even shorter than I expected. So we say, okay, we're here for the installation. Let's see what OBA does. Okay, the collector bits are a little bit more demanding, but still, here's the OBA part, and it is done. And let's just confirm that nothing is in it, and we will continue to our next stage. Let's see, this is the installation. We have some post-installation parts. Okay, and I'll close the RDP. I don't need it anymore. And we'll do su dash to refresh the current session. So it will take all of the environment variables that changed and everything else. And we start immediately with su OPSA, the OPSA user, and we will initiate the server post install. So let's see how it looks like. There it is. And enter the Postgres database name, host name, sorry, it's localhost. We will use the default port and we'll specify a password that we really like and repeat it. Enter new Postgres OBA user password, same password. POC environments are fun. The security is super, super minimal. Okay, and now we need to connect it to Vertica. And before we do that, I need to make sure that my Vertica is up. And I have previously set up Vertica that has all of those nice things, but probably, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So let's give it a try. And there we go. The command, the address would be for Vertica, verticaitom.com for me. And the port is 5433, of course. And then Vertica database name is actually going to be itomdb, because this is the database that we got from the Optic installation. And the default is itomdb, so that's going to be itomdb here. So we change that. And the name would be dbadmin, of course. And the password would be the same one that we use for everything. Although I could use the Vertica RW, but still. Okay. Is the database created and running? Yes, we just validated that. OPSA is a user admin that adds, modifies, and deletes tenants. Enter new password for super admin using OPSA admin. So we're going to use the same password and re-enter it. And OPSA tenant admin, also the standard user that we create during the installation. Okay, enter new password for OPSA on tenant default MF share provided. Okay, that's going to be the password for the database user. And there it goes. And it configures everything successfully as we want it to be. In the meanwhile, it's going to do stuff. So we'll go to the collector and we'll do the same thing. Okay, so it's going to be su OPSA. And it's going to be collector post install. And vertica.itom.com. Now it looks like a dependency, right? Yeah. itomdb. It repeats the steps. So I would prefer to wait for OBA to finish all of its configurations, just in case collector would try to do something of its own and it's still not ready. We can observe the effect. So there are database tables that should appear over here when OBA creates them, and there it is. alerts, anomaly, all kinds of things, probably something down the line over here. Whoa, a lot of tables actually. That's like a lot of tables, which is good. I mean, it means that it works. Fantastic. And another refresh, and there is another one. Yeah, so it's still running. As you see, it's still doing things. It's still trying to run the configurations over here, and probably not all configurations are for optic. So let's let OBA server do its thing to the very end, and then we will continue with the collector, just in case it would also like to add a couple of its own configurations, features, entries, or whatnot into the database. So it must be super ready. Okay, now let's see, let's go. I'll actually refresh this once more. Oh, there it is, you see? If I would be connecting collector at the moment, those collector tables would not exist. So it still works. Very good. Very good. Creating collection metadata tables, OPSA servers. So it's not just that. You might notice that it's not only those tables. There is a lot of things over here. One of them should be somewhere here, so I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. Okay, sleeping a minute to make this sure the zookeeper reloads the deployment hosts, everything as it should be. And there it is done. Let's see OPSA status. OPSA status running. Okay, good. So let's go for collector now. And we will have to use the password over here. So that's the password. Oh, updating OPSA configuration file. Okay, so yeah, it actually does change stuff. Let's see, maybe it adds a table of its own. Oh, there's a, okay. More things happen. It's like, yeah, that is a lot of tables. Oh, hope someone remembers all of them. Okay, there it waits, and our next step. Well, there's not much to do over here actually, so we'll go and we will navigate and open OBA. Let's do just that. It's gonna be OPSA tenant admin. So OPSA tenant admin. Everything is on HTTP at the moment, but it will change. Oh, what did I? Oh, OPSA tenant admin, and then the password. Hope I got it right this time. No, I did not. OPSA tenant admin. Come on, this is a very long username to use. Okay. Okay. No. Yeah. Okay. I made a typo. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. There we go. Sign in. Never. And there it is. There it is. There's our OPSA. Everything is great. We're not going to check the version, of course. And yeah, it works. Now, the next step would be actually hardening the OBA and collector servers. But before I'll do that, I will actually, let's see, I'll go offline for a second and I will, okay, OPSA Storm Supervisor is stopped. I'll save a snapshot of that and then we'll continue. Okay, so after snapshotting Vertica, OBA server and collector, and I see that they all recovered without harm, we are actually going to harden it. Like everything else in life, it needs to be secured now. So a thing that you need to know about hardening OBA, it doesn't have proper self-signed certificates. that would actually satisfy all of the needs. So the best way, of course, is to use the proper authority that would create certificates that would be really working properly, but we don't have we don't have this option. So it means that we well, my colleague and I we went ahead and created a bunch of certificates that would actually fit the SNID, and they are still self-signed certificates, but with a lot of properties that are required. So it's gonna demand the whole entire video and tool coverage and whatnot just to make it work. So we will just be using an existing set of certificates that were generated before. But so you know, there is no need to address it separately, and there is no need to use certificates, self-signed certificates, if you know some procedures, because they would just fail you. Okay, so I'll go to collector and to OBA servers, and I'll copy the files to the TMP directory in both of them. Go for okay, there we go, TMP. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to take all of those. Actually, and this one, Control V, Control C. Okay, and there it is. Close the connection. So now I have all of the certificates ready, and I guess it's that's normal. You know, you usually when you need certificates, you ask somebody else to create it for you. Okay, so now we will go to OBA and we'll do su OPSA like this, and we will check the list of certificates. Now, there's the key tool here. Actually, it doesn't require a path to be specified like you would see in other software where you need to link directly to a key tool to be in the directory. Here, it's just part of the environment variables, which is super nice from the OBA dev people. Okay, so there it is. We have this SSH, SHA, and we will give it a try. So we'll go like this, and we'll use the OPSA server manager over here. And there it is. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So, okay, looks good. Now, all right. So let's see how it goes. We are in the server manager as we see it right now. So you know what? I need to do something else. So I'll go outside and I'll exit the current user. I just want to do a little bit of a fix over here. Should not take too long. Okay. So, and now we will add the user. 1 second, I got confused a little bit here. Sorry about that. There were just too many steps. So we'll try and fix a bug that the product was released with it. Basically, one line has the wrong password. So it should be the trust store password. Let's search for it. Trust. Control W. Java net SSL. Trust store password. System properties, yes, that's the one. Keystore, analytics, big data. As you see, it's a copy paste from something. So definitely we will go ahead and change it. Okay, and it's going to be change it. Okay, and let's search for it just a couple more times to see that we did not miss anything. Nope, that's all. Save the file, and we got that thing running. Okay, now we will switch to OPSA user. Okay, and it's just going to be like this. Oh, come on, Su OPSA, go for it. Okay, and then we will validate the keystore. Okay, validate the keystore that we are going to import. Okay, and it's just basically using the key tool. We will just go to the file in the TMP directory and just see what's on the inside, and that's it. We did it before, but now sequentially it is better. And we are looking for the entry to be just one entry. That's all we need. Okay. Now we will run the utility to add a user. Okay, so it's going to be OPSA home like this. Add user, and we say it is A. It's already selected for us by default, and the user would be real MU. Okay, and what did I do? I created real MU with a space in it. That is much better. Okay, and then we'll get the password and retype the password. Which groups? Okay, we just accept the defaults, click enter, and we say yes. Okay, and then we are asked for the AS process, and we say, see, we say actually no. All right, and the user creation is done. All right, so let me just address the issue over here with my document real fast. Retype the password. Yes. Okay. And now we will run we'll change the password in the OPSA keystore. So we'll go to this directory and we will run the OPSA server manager. Although I believe if I go back to the directory, do I really need to be doing that? No, it just works. Okay, fantastic. That is really good. So now we will say configure SSL, and we will say 6 modify the key stored, and we say the new password is change it. Yeah, nothing like default passwords. Change it. I already have it in at the tip of my fingers. And now we say number 4, and it's asked, well, what fast file do you want to import? And I'm actually going to copy paste it from here. Like this. It's going to be the CA. And it says, well, failed to import a certificate. Wizard root, please run this process manually with root credentials. Okay, so it is failing. We'll give it another try. How about we'll go with the TMP collector using number 4. And now we will see number 4. This is the absolute path. And it says fail to import the certificate. This is really weird. Well, at least it gives us all of those options over here. Yeah, so we will actually go out, and we actually will enable the SSL. So we will use option number 8. I'm reading from 2 screens. Do you want to enable? Yes, I do. And it says no keys found in OPSA key store. So let's go to 11 and exit, and we will actually import the key store like this. And we're gonna say password for the source material. Okay, and it is recommended to migrate. Okay, now we'll give it another try. right? So we'll go to Server Manager. We go to Configure SSL, import, and now it's going to be TMP. What was it? TMP OBA CA. Okay, OBA CA CRT. Let's see if it imports. And it still fails to import anything, which is super weird. But yeah, we will take it. Okay, we'll go to 11 and we go to 7. So basically, as you see, I'm fighting with the importing of things over here, just because there are contradicting features. So we say yes on the import from Akito, and it says permission denied because we need to use sudo. So I'll just exit to the root user and I'll run the same thing with a root permission. As you see, works like a charm. Another certificate, send certificates, by the way. One is for the CA, and another one is for what was it? Yeah, another one for, oh, it's already used for the collector. Okay, so now we will su opsa and we'll run the server manager once more. And we need to see if it's able to import certificates. Now, import CA signed certificate. Actually, we'll go with number 4. Going to be TMP OBA CA.crt, I think. Certificate already exists. Okay, fantastic. So it means that we can skip this tool altogether, which, yeah, I would be very glad to do. So I want to enable SSL. It says yes, and the user will be real MU. Okay, and we say yes, and the password was the password we created during this time. And it says must be restarted. So we go with 11, we go with exit, we go and exit the session, and we do an OPSA restart. Fantastic. Okay, so now using what we learned, okay, we are actually going to run the collection manager, and we're going to modify everything. But first thing first, let's do so like this, and we will import the certificate. The keystore was tampered with or was incorrect. So probably we need to do it from su opsa like this. Oh, the password is incorrect. Why would it do it like this? It was tampered with. OLTMP. Do we have the PFX? We are going to install data store pass change it to collector PFX. Do I have the collector PFX? Yeah, I actually do. So let's give it another try. What is it there? Keystore was tampered with, or the password was incorrect. Probably destination store pass needs to change. I think that this one needs to change as well. Okay, yeah, we need to change it to change it. Okay, so let's do exit. And we'll go to the tool. Oh, come on, what did it do? Now I cannot run commands, Control U, and it's going to be, we need to do the server manager, right? Yeah, su opsa, and we need to run the server manager. So it's going to be like this. I'm going to choose number 2. Now it's going to be configure SSL, and it's going to be modify keystore password. So it's going to be change it like this and change it once more. And then it says modified successfully. So we go back, we exit, we run, no, actually we run this thing. And Go with password. Okay, and that's it. It is done over here. And now we will actually import the certificates, but we will have a problem with OPSA user. So we're actually, well, we can run sudo, right? No, actually, we don't want to use sudo. So we will, you know what, let's do sudo. We'll go like this. And sudo password for OPSA. It's going to be, I believe, this whole thing. Very long password. Sorry, try it again. Maybe there is no password for OPSA at the moment. No, empty password. Yeah, sudo doesn't work. Now we know. So we'll go with the root user. We will import the certificate into the keystore. We say yes. And we will import another certificate for the OBA server. And yeah, it was added to the keystore. So all we need to do now is OPSA restart. All right, there it goes. So let's see what's going on with our OBA. OPSA status. Yeah, OPSA status. Okay, and it's running. Let me grab this and mark OBA over here. Okay, fantastic. Let's see the collector status also. Oh, it is still rebooting, which is nice, I guess. But this gives us an opportunity to actually refresh the page over here. And now it says, well, you need to be using HTTPS. And it successfully was able to do so. OPSA, tenant, admin, and the whole shebang. Go for it. Was I typing too fast? No, I was not. So now it is based on HTTPS, which is super great. And the collector is still trying. Oh, yes, OPSA status. Let's see if everything is intact. Yeah, so we are looking at the storm supervisor. This one is the last to start, and if there are certificate issues, this is the one that doesn't start. Okay, so running, supervisor is still stopped. Let's see how it goes. It is still stopped. Let's give it a couple more minutes. Let's see. And everything is running, which is really great news. Okay, fantastic. So this is the OBA setup with Optic DL and hardening. And next thing, of course, would be configuring the Optic DL integration. So you might think that we did Optic DL at the moment, but that's not true. We just utilized Vertica and we added to the Optic DL Vertica and some more tables, but this was not specifically related to Optic DL data consumption. What will happen later is that we will do the configurations that allow us to tap into this data and see it in OBA instead of going directly to agents. But that's for our next video, so see you there.